This small story which I just created for you sounds familiar to you? That you came home after a long, tiring day of work. You came home, you want to hit the bed, but by the time you go to bed, you don't feel like sleeping because you want to now spend some leisure time. You want to watch your favorite series, movie, or drama, or you rather like to spend time on social media because you know that once you sleep, the next morning you'll wake up and you have to go back to work and you just follow through that cycle. So where's me time? Well, if that's something you have been doing or something which sounds familiar, then you definitely like today's video because in today's video, I'm going to talk about this phenomenon referred to as bedtime revenge procrastination. Stay tuned to watch what does that mean and what we can really do to improve that habit. Stay tuned. Hello everybody, this is Samreen. I'm an academic by profession in the UK, and if you're new to the channel, I make videos on how to stay focused on your work, how not to procrastinate, and basically to be efficient in work so that we can hopefully lead a happy and productive life. So the reason why I'm making today's video, in fact, there were two things which really triggered me to make this video. One was my discussion or conversation with some of my friends. We were all talking about the fact that how we are leading such busy lives. So by the time we go home, you know, we are so tired, but still we don't want to go to bed. Because normally when you're tired, you want to sleep, you want to rest. But we were all saying that we don't feel like sleeping because, you know that next morning you have to go back to work. And my second trigger was that I was on YouTube and I was just watching something and I saw there was this trend happening where many people are trying to see or trying to find what they can do not to sleep. Does that make sense? So, for example, you know, what are the things I can follow which would make me not to sleep and I can be awake for a longer period of time. And when I thought about these two things, it really made me realize that sleep, which was once used to be considered as the most relaxing, resting thing, nowadays we're really trying to avoid it for our own, as I said earlier, for the leisure or to spend some me time or perhaps to have some control over our lives. And I'm not any different. I have been doing the same thing myself as well. And that really intrigued me then to conduct some research to understand what's happening. And what I realized is that this concept referred to as bedtime revenge procrastination, it has been around for some time, but there was this tweet which really went viral during pandemic, and I'll show you that tweet as well on the screen right now, where it was said that you really want to gain control over your life. You want to, in fact, have that control back to your life. And therefore, by the time you go home and you're tired and it's bedtime, you don't want to sleep. And during my research, I also read this one article on BBC, and I'm going to provide the link as well in the description so you can read it for yourself, where they said this 996 work schedule, especially prevalent in China, in big cities where all these big financial hubs are. And what does that 996 schedule means is that you work from 9 to 9 for 6 days a week. And that really increases the stress level of people, and therefore that really puts them at discomfort, or it really makes them uneasy in their lifestyles. And all these things then put together make them not to sleep and push them towards this bedtime revenge procrastination. So as the name suggests, you are taking a revenge, but the question is from whom? Because you are you're not doing a good service to yourself by sleeping less. That's a question for another time. So you're trying not to take this revenge by not sleeping enough. And so you are doing everything but to sleep. So the concept in itself is not that hard to understand, but let's see why does that happen. So it can happen for quite a few reasons, in fact. And basically, when we talk about lack of sleep, there could be so many reasons, which of course we cannot dive into right now because we're really trying to focus on this one particular phenomenon. But why does bedtime revenge procrastination happens is that, one, you're extremely stressed. And therefore, just to avoid that situation, you would not sleep and you would try to distract yourself by watching something or by scrolling social media. And if you are that person, then you should follow that principle by Mel Robbins, which in fact I also have discussed in one of my previous videos. You should definitely watch it, where you consciously count from 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, and you tell yourself that if you're not going to bed right now, it's not good for you, and you're going to do a disservice to yourself. Secondly, it happens because you have a really tight work schedule, that you don't get enough time during the day for yourself. that you are just moving from one thing to the other in no time. Third thing, it may happen if you're a student and you have to prep for your assignments, your exams, your tests, and all through the day, you're just working on that. And by the time you reach the night time, now you feel like this is your time and you want to do anything you wish to do. And finally, it could also happen if you're a new parent and you're still kind of getting used to the new routine with your child, and some other reasons as well. And if you have any other reason for which you do this bedtime revenge procrastination, do share in the comment section. So if all these are some of the reasons that one does indulge into this bedtime revenge procrastination, how we can improve that situation? What can we really do to improve that? To begin with, first of all, what I also personally do is look at your day schedule. One thing is very important for us to understand and remember, which I also remind myself every single day, that all of us as humans have this massive limitation of time. No matter where you are, who you are, what do you do, we all have 24 hours in a day. So we cannot really beat that time unless we use it efficiently, that we can make the most out of it. So you need to make sure that you are giving yourself, again, realistic targets and goals, and you are creating a realistic schedule. That's the most important thing. And in that schedule, you definitely are giving yourself that me time. And whatever you want to do in that me time, that's entirely up to you. So you do feel that you have some control over your life, and it's not just you're following one thing to the other. The second thing that you can really do is to create a routine. I cannot really focus enough on the importance of creating routines, because what happens is that when you are habitual of sleeping at a particular time and waking up at a particular time, it really helps us. It really helps us to discipline ourselves, and eventually it also helps us to create and develop some new habits as well, some positive ones which can be used to our benefit. Third thing, what we can really do to avoid this kind of bedtime revenge procrastination is every single time you don't want to sleep and you want to delay your sleep, you need to remind yourself, why do we sleep? What are the benefits of sleeping? Now, I can go on and on about why should we sleep, what does science say about it, and there are numerous articles which you can find yourself as well, and books and whatnot about the importance of sleep. But some of the key things which I personally experience myself as well is that when you don't sleep, you do feel lightheaded. It impacts your memory. You don't remember things very clearly. You cannot really think straight. It also impacts your decision-making abilities. It adds to your stress and anxiety, and it really damages your mood the next day. But apart from these issues or concerns or side effects, there are long-term health scares as well. For example, cardiovascular diseases are directly linked to lack of sleep. And normally, if you look at what science tells us, is that one should normally sleep between 7 to 9 hours a day. So you need to really see, are you following that? Are you taking your sleep? Also, they call it as beauty sleep. So the third thing is, you need to remind yourself all the benefits of sleeping well, of sleeping enough, of sleeping at a particular time and waking up at a particular time. Fourth, you should also look at any of the things which may be creating some problems for you when it comes to sleeping. Some people don't drink caffeine after a certain time. I'm not that person. I don't mind. I can drink tea, coffee, whatever at any time of the day, and I can still go to bed. But some people I do know that they really cut off caffeine at a certain time of the day. So if you are one of those people, perhaps do that. Look at your food choices after a certain time, if that might be a hindrance to your sleep. But make sure that you are taking all the right steps to help yourself, not only currently, but also in the long term, to get enough sleep every single night. And also, if you want to have that leisure time, me time, definitely you should have it every single day, but also keep your weekends for that. If you want to watch a certain season or a movie and you want to have ample time for that, do it over the weekend rather than stealing your sleep every single night. Well, thank you very much for watching this video. I really hope this was helpful, because certainly These tips help me immensely. Well, as always, feel free to share your comments and feedback in the comments below. And do let me know if you have any other reason apart from the ones I have discussed because of which you do bedtime revenge procrastination. Until next video, take care. Be kind to yourself and others around you. Bye.